guys, this week's episode we're going to be taking you on a culinary journey across one of Europe's top food destinations, Italy. There's going to be pizza, there's going to be pasta. This is one of my favorite countries for food in the entire world. So join us for the top 25 foods to try on your next trip to Italy.
I'm gonna start with the Quattro Formaggi. I'm just going in with my fingers here. I'm not sure exactly what all the 4 cheeses are in there. I know there's mozzarella and gorgonzola, but I'm not sure all of them. And look at that. That looks absolutely, oh man, that cheese looks incredible. Wow, let's dig into that. Oh man. Oh my god, that is amazing. Oh wow. I just died and went to pizza heaven. Look at this. That is not what I was expecting it to taste like at all. It's got this really musky, almost earthy flavor from one of those cheeses. There's definitely some funkiness going on in there, as well as some saltiness and just normal mozzarella cheese flavor. Oh, that is so good. The crust is perfect.
It's a limoncello napoletano. Very, very, very nice.
So this one here is the limoncello, which is very, very popular here in Naples. I think it originates from this area in southern Italy, Campania. And then also this is the meloncello, which is the same thing but made with melons. And these are both kind of a sweet liqueur, and it's very common, as I mentioned, to drink after your meal. So I'm going to try the limoncello first. Crazy atmosphere, as I mentioned, here in Napoli. It almost has like an anise or like a licorice flavor to it, and a little bit of lemon zest. Let me try the meloncello. Oh, that one is very thick, much thicker than the limoncello, but both very good.
It's a number one.
Number one.
Number one.
Very good.
These are strong, just as the atmosphere around it is, and this lemon liquor is very, very, very strong. It shoots right up your nose, but it's really good. Whew. We're feeling the effects of the alcohol. There's a lot of alcohol here, so I don't know.
When in Rome or in Napoli.
When in Napoli.
Ciao.
Non stai con loro. Ciao, un bacio. Ciao Canada, un bacio. Un bacio Canada.
Dai bastardi.
Oh, si va a parlare sempre.
Our first stop for breakfast today is at a restaurant called Narbonne, directly inside of the Mercato Centrale, and they've been open since 1872, and they're famous for serving Lampredotto, which I have here. It's the tripe, so cow's stomach, specifically the 3rd and 4th chamber of the stomach, and he's put it in this beautiful bun here and then topped it with a little bit of pesto and a little bit of chili. I've never had this before. I've had tripe, of course, but never in a sandwich quite like this. And it looks really good, steaming hot, so let's try it. Oh yeah. Oh, that's fabulous. I love the chili. So the chili is quite spicy, and there's a little bit of a sourness going on in there too. That tripe, really, really soft. You can't even taste any gaminess whatsoever. It just tastes a little bit beefy, but extremely soft, almost like ham. And a nice crispy bun. Oh man, that's a perfect little sandwich. And those chilies have some heat. The tripe has been stewing. You can see all of the juice is collecting at the bottom of the sandwich bag here. And there's little layers of fat and then leaner parts. Oh, it's just so good. That, honestly, it doesn't taste like offal whatsoever. You can't taste any gaminess. It's really just like meat, and it's delicious. Hey guys, today's video sponsor is Manta Sleep. So they have reinvented and made the world's best sleeping mask. And I'm gonna give you my honest review of this product. I've been sleeping with it for the last couple of weeks, and I have noticed some serious changes in my life. My mood has been better. I've been getting incredible sleeps, and it's so comfy. I was concerned about it kind of falling off or being uncomfortable when I'm laying down in bed because I sleep on my side, but it's actually all padded the whole way around. And then you get these little cups right here that are removable, and you can change the size. I went with a large size, and it's the perfect travel companion, especially for when you're on the plane. Having this thing on is literally as dark as it gets. It's like sensory deprivation, and super comfy. I don't even know if I'm looking at the camera right now or not. You guys can get 10% off your Manta Sleep sleeping mask with the coupon code CHOPSTICKTRAVEL. I highly recommend it. It's really changed the game. If you're sleeping in any kind of not ideal conditions, some light coming in, you work night shifts, maybe you're just traveling on the bus and you want to get a couple hours of sleep, this thing is the way to go. Let's get back to the video. So this is the famous Palermo Sicilian spleen sandwich called Pani Câ Meusa, and it's a spleen and lung of veal, and there's also some cheese on top too. It's served in this almost like a hamburger-like bun, and the aroma is quite strong of offal. Let's try it out. There's almost no flavor at all. So the spleen and the lung are super soft. They've been boiled down. There is a slight aroma of offal, but honestly, there's almost no flavor. I can only really taste the cheese. It's a nice soft bun, but there really isn't too much to it. I thought there was gonna be a lot more flavor than that. Yeah, it's okay, not my favorite.
Thank goodness there's cheese on it, because that's the only place where the flavor is coming from. But overall, not too bad.
So the pasta has arrived, and this is just something of my dreams. This is pasta alla Gricia. This is my favorite of the typical Roman pastas, served with a rigatoni pasta. So we've got these kind of tube pastas, and then what makes this one the pasta alla Gricia is the use of the pecorino romano cheese, and then the guanciale, which is almost like an Italian bacon, you could say. You can see all that black pepper on there too. Oh yeah. Oh, it's incredible. That's okay. So good, so good, so good.
So good.
So the sauce is just the pecorino romano cheese. It's really coating the pasta completely. You get that little hit of pepper. The pasta's cooked perfectly al dente. That goes without saying. Let's try another bite here with the guanciale. It's gonna go perfectly with the pasta. A little bit of a crunch. A little bit of a funk actually, and it's definitely got some saltiness to it too. Complements the pasta perfectly. Guys, this is some seriously high quality stuff. The pasta is of course homemade. The pepper is actually from Sarawak, which is super cool. Really high quality black pepper. It's simply perfect. You couldn't do anything else to make this better. It's perfect. We've got our second dish over here. And leave a comment down below right now if you could guess what this is. Yes, it looks like a steak, but it's not beef. It's actually horse. So horse meat is very popular here in Catania. It's a specialty of Catania. We ordered ours medium rare. Oh, it's actually really, really soft, and it's swimming in a little bit of olive oil. It looks like there's some herbs on top too. And this is definitely going to be my first time trying horse. So let's give it a try. Yum. So the first thing I noticed about that is it's covered in quite a bit of vinegar. I'm not sure if they're doing that to kind of mask some of the horsey flavor, but honestly, there isn't much at all. It just tastes like a really nice tenderloin beef steak, and it's slightly seasoned with some herbs, maybe some oregano, I think, and maybe a little bit of salt, but it's really just natural flavor. I can't really tell the difference between beef and a horse. Yeah, it tastes just like beef. I really can't find anything that tastes different other than they've covered it in quite a bit of vinegar, which is quite unique. Look at that. You wouldn't be able to know if you just kind of had this served to you at the table. I definitely think it was just going to be beef. Yum, great. Our first stop today is at a super famous institution here in Milano called Luini Panzerotti, and they're famous for their panzerottis and other baked and fried goods, and we've ordered up 2 of the classic types of panzerotti. So it is a stuffed fried bread. This one is with mozzarella and pomodoro, and then the other one has mozzarella and prosciutto. And this place, like I said, is an institution, and it's just a little kind of street food place. You don't have any tables to sit at here, just standing room only, and let's try it out. Oh yeah, look at that. Super cheesy, nice tart tomato. Yeah, it's crispy and fluffy on the outside, golden fried on the outside. And I gotta go in for another bite, get a little deeper into the filling. Oh yeah, wow, that is awesome. So this is the mozzarella with prosciutto, and it's honestly like a luxurious pizza pocket, which I used to eat quite a bit as a kid. And this place has been around since 1888, so you know it's here for a reason, right in the center of town, a prime location. Let's try the prosciutto one. Oh, yum. So that's actually prosciutto cotto, so cooked ham with mozzarella. There's no tomato in this one. The flavor is completely different. It's a lot more salty. It's so fluffy and pillowy. It really absorbs all the cheese. It's like a pillow. I love it. Super cool little street food place. Yum. Oh my God, there's a lot of cheese in there. We ordered up our beautiful sandwich here. They do have a menu of recommended sandwiches, but you can also customize your own. So I ordered del mela, which is the smoked, more like smoky flavor. So we've got Speck ham, which is a smoked ham, and then underneath here we've got scarmosa cheese, which is also smoked, and then we've got porcini mushroom cream and truffle cream as well, and it's all on their famous scacciata bread, which is really like a hard, dense bread, super crispy. Oh man, my mouth is watering and I'm not even that hungry, but let's try this. Oh man. Oh yeah, that is so good. First of all, that bread is quite chewy. It definitely takes some work to kind of break it down, but it works really well with all of those ingredients because there is a ton of that truffle and mushroom sauce, that cream sauce, which is completely saturating the bread. And then that speck, that smoky ham, is working so well with the earthy flavor of the truffle as well. And then cheese, which is also smoky. Oh, it just goes so well. Look at that. And all of this for only €5. That's what makes this place so popular. You cannot get deals like that here in Florence. But man, this is just incredible. Look at that. Oh my God. The Spritz is the classic drink here in Italy, and one tip is if you sit down near any of the major sites like the Piazza Navona or the Spanish Steps, it's going to be €10 or maybe even more for a Spritz. So we found this little place right by the tram station, not necessarily the most picturesque, but it's only €4 for a small or €5 for a big. So I ordered a big. Sabrina's got an orange juice. We are definitely in need of some refreshments. It's so hot here in Rome. So I've got my Spritz here. You can see this beautiful red color, and this is with Aperol. So that's an Italian aperitif made of rhubarb and then Prosecco and maybe a little splash of soda water and then a slice of orange, and perfect thing to have before a meal. Yeah, slightly bitter, a little bit fruity, and then you get that nice fizzy Prosecco in there. That is super refreshing. All right, the food has arrived. We're starting with a charcuterie platter, and they actually use all the meat from their own farm and dairy from their own farm. So we have a couple different things, but the thing that's the most famous is this right here. It's the Speck, and that is smoked prosciutto. And then we have a couple different types of cheeses. It looks like maybe some salamis. Not exactly sure what this one is here. Maybe some sort of cheese, and then a dill pickle, and then some cheese with looks like peppercorns in it back here. The presentation is absolutely beautiful. So this is smoked prosciutto, and I have a watering mouth right now. The texture is awesome. It's slightly fatty, slightly chewy, lean at the same time. And then you get that super smoky aroma. It's just infused with the smoke in that crust especially. Yeah.
We have just popped into a super cool little place called L'Alter Bar, and it's right on the road where the tram station is, and we have ordered up something very interesting. It's called a Hugo Spritz. So what it is it's Prosecco, elderberry syrup, seltzer, and then a little bit of mint, which you can see on top. And honestly, it smells really nice. I'm gonna go ahead and have a sip. It's that time of day. Oh my gosh, that is like Prosecco mixed with a green apple. It's really good. And then of course there's a bunch of ice in there, so it's really nice and cold, really refreshing. Wow, I can't get over that. It really has a nice green apple flavor.
So this is the Italian rice ball. So he actually coats it in some breadcrumbs and then deep fries it, and it should be stuffed usually with ragu, mozzarella, some things like that. And he warned us that you're definitely gonna wanna wait at least 2 minutes before biting into this thing because it'll be way too hot. And just look at the size of it. It's literally the size of a baseball. That is seriously crazy. So waiting for it to cool off.
Queste sono le stigliole, no, non è salsiccia. Sono le stigliole interiore di agnello.
This thing is seriously heavy. It's like twice the weight of a baseball and the same size as one, and I think it's not gonna be too hot, so let's bite in. Oh, oh my. Wow. Look at that. That is awesome. The filling looks like there's some peas in there. There's definitely some ragu. I could taste the tomatoes in there, and there's definitely some cheese as well. The rice is a nice firm texture, and then you get that crunchy outside. The flavor is just really fresh, even though this thing probably, I mean, definitely can't be that healthy for you. I gotta go in for another bite though, because I gotta get in deeper to that filling. Look at that. Oh, oh yeah. There we go. Oh man, that is seriously juicy. This thing is heavy. There's lots of meat in that ragu sauce as well as the peas. And wow, this is like a meal in and of itself. The ragu is so delicious though. So this gelato shop is called Chocolate Milano. We definitely had to go with their dark chocolate. And just look at the color of that. That looks super rich. We got the medium size, 350 euros. And wow, I'm already very disappointed that we have not been eating more gelato on this trip because this looks incredible. Oh man. That's amazing. The texture is so gummy and sticky. It's completely different than like a regular ice cream. The texture is just incredible. You can tell this is some high quality gelato. The chocolate, nice and rich. It's dark chocolate, but it's not like I'd say maybe it's like a 60% dark chocolate because it's not very bitter. It's still got a nice sweetness to it. Yum, yum. Well, I don't know what you're gonna have, Sabrina, because this one is mine.
Give me.
I just can't get over the texture of this. It's ridiculously creamy and thick, and it looks like it would be like really rich and maybe too much to have of just one flavor. She told us we could have actually got 3 flavors with the medium, but it's not. It's perfect. It's not too sweet. It's just right. Oh my god, that is incredible. Yum. So our plate has arrived. We ordered the medium plate. We've got all kinds of different things. There's salami, there's a couple of crostinis with, this one's with sun-dried tomato with blue cheese, a couple of different types of prosciutto. This is with olives. There is some olives. And then I see some greens, some pickles, tomatoes, orange, and then we've got some cow cheese with some apples, and then there's some sheep's cheese. And that is just an absolute thing of beauty. So I definitely gotta start with this crostini here, the sun-dried tomato crostini. Oh man, delicious tart tomato flavor and a nice crunchy crostini. And I gotta chase that with a piece of this beautiful, beautiful prosciutto. So that's nice and salty. It's got that cured flavor. So I actually thought these were little white olives, but it turns out they're actually mushrooms. That's super cool. Let's try one of these. It looks like it's covered in olive oil. Oh man, actually almost nutty. It's got a really soft texture. And I want to try this combo here. Really interesting. The green apple with the cheese. That is an interesting combo. So this is the famous Granita Siciliana. It is almost like a shaved ice sorbet, kind of halfway between both, and then it's topped with panna, the cream, and I got the frutti di bosco, the mixed berries, and I'm gonna grab a little bit of that off the top and some of the panna. Look at how beautiful the colors are of that, all made using fresh ingredients. Oh man. That is so smooth, silky, silky smooth, and then you get that nice kind of icy texture in there too. Oh, that's it. Okay, that's it. Okay, so we have a couple more things now. That is so, so delicious though, but this is what you gotta eat it with, the brioche. So very simple, just a brioche and a granita. That's a typical Siciliana breakfast. And then Sabrina's ordered up Granita cafe, so just made with coffee, and that looks awesome too. All right, let's tear a piece of this brioche off. Oh yeah, super soft. I guess you just eat this as is. Maybe the Granita's not filling enough. Fresh. Let's chase that brioche with a little bit of Granita. Super refreshing because of course it's hot here in Italy. And then the flavor of those mixed berries is so strong. It's like concentrated berry flavor. So I can taste raspberries, strawberries, blueberries. And then mixed with the silky smooth panna, it's just incredible. Yeah.
All right, so this is one of their more popular granitas, the Cafe e Panna. And whoa, what is going on top here? Look at all of that. It's like full of powder, full of cream. I'm just gonna go in for one giant scoop, if possible. Whoa. Oh my gosh. Wow. That is like tiramisu in a cup, but it's super cold. The ice granules give it a nice texture, and then it is just covered in like a coffee powder. Oh, that is just what I need. That is amazing.
That's it. The Campo di Fiori is quite touristy. You probably don't want to sit down and have a big meal here, otherwise it's going to cost you a lot. But there is one place called Forno Campo di Fiori. Forno is oven, and they're making pizza there and all kinds of other different things. But we went with their pizza by the slice. So this one is the typical Roman pizza, the pizza rosa alla Romana, and it's just got the pomodoro sauce on top. And then over here we've got the mushroom with cheese, and look at that, super good looking. I better try the typical Roman one first, the pizza rosa. Let's try it. Super tart tomato sauce. I love it. It's very simple, but it's all about the tomato sauce and then that crispy, crunchy bread. You hear that crunch? Wow, that is good. Let's try the mushroom one. You can see lots of cheese on top too. Big piece of mushroom. That's a big mushroom on top there. Super juicy. It's a little bit oily on the top actually, and then the cheese is nice and salty. So there's this really cool little shop right outside the fish market called the Sicilian Fish Lab, and they serve fried fish in a cone. Well, it's kind of spilling out of the cone onto the plate. So we've got a couple different types of seafood here. There's anchovies, there's cuttlefish, there's squid, and the catch of the day. And of course you gotta put a little bit of lemon, or a lot of lemon, on top of that. And this, I can tell, is freshly fried because it is seriously hot. Oh, I even see some shrimp underneath there. Maybe I'll go for a shrimp first. Just very thin batter. There's definitely some spices in there too because it's got quite a bit of flavor. And that tastes like some seriously fresh shrimp. And look at these little guys here. It looks like a full, I think that's a little squid. It's a little bit chewy. Yum. That is so fresh and fried perfectly, only a thin batter. This is a great way to start our day after visiting that incredible fish market. Looks like maybe some kind of a fish, maybe swordfish. Oh man, yum. That's a meaty one. Gotta chase it down with some Sicilian sparkling wine. Oh yeah, everything is super good, and we just went back and asked for some extra lemon. I have to say the calamari is definitely my favorite. It is seriously fresh and just so good with the lemon juice. Simple, crunchy. The bacalao, I am certain I'm going to burn my mouth, but who cares? Let's give this a try. It looks too good. I just can't wait. That is golden, golden. Oh. Yum. Wow. The batter to fish ratio is perfect. It's just a thin, crispy crunch of batter, and the oil hasn't penetrated, and you get a thick double slice of bacalao cod on the inside. It's already salted, and it tastes like maybe there is a little bit of garlic or some spices in the batter as well. Oh wow, look at that. Yum. That is awesome. You can see the oil is on the outside. It's definitely a little bit oily, as you'd expect with fried fish, but it hasn't gone into the fish, which I love. So you get this really crispy layer on the outside. And this place, Dar Filataro Santa Barbara, is an institution, and they do this kind of street food style too. You can just take it and go, or you can sit down. That is an amazing fish.
That's some serious crunch.
Oh yeah. So my first dish has arrived. This is the ravioli with ragu di Tianina, which is a special type of Tuscan cow that they're making this meat sauce mixed with tomatoes. And just look at this, it's absolutely beautiful. These big raviolis that are stuffed with ricotta cheese and spinach. And I'm just gonna go right in, cut one of these open so we can take a look inside. Look at that. This is absolutely beautiful. I love the presentation too. It's just gorgeous. Let me turn this around. Look at that. Oh yeah. You can see all that white ricotta cheese and that spinach. Put a little bit more meat sauce on top here. And let me try this. Oh yeah. That is awesome. The wrapper has such a like bouncy texture to it. And then really, really creamy cheese on the inside. And then you can taste that kind of vegetable spinach, really nice tomato kind of tartness, and then that meat, and it just fall apart. That is such a beautiful thing, look at that. It really is all about the sauce that's on the outside. It's just perfection. One of my favorite things about this restaurant is that they serve Parmigiano Reggiano on the table. You can put as much as you like and it just goes perfectly with that ragu sauce, just melts in there, gives it that kind of saltiness and cheesiness that it's missing. And oh man, I am in heaven. This is seriously like fine dining, but also with a very casual atmosphere and casual feel. So it doesn't feel kind of strict. You can just enjoy the food for what it is.
Guys, this is Grata Ceca. This is a Rome original, and this place behind me has been around since 1913, so over 100 years old. I got the lemon and the coconut. Wow, I can't wait to try this. It's so hot here today in Rome. So on top is like a lemon juice, and also I think a little bit of a coconut juice, and then he's topped it with some fresh lemon and some fresh coconut shavings. And wow, it's a little sour but mostly sweet, and just nice crunchy shaved ice. Such a good way to end a day eating here in hot Rome.
So this is an old picture of this street food stall. It's called Alla Fonte d'Oro, and this is the great grandfather of the current owner who we just met. And such a cool thing. It's a Roman shaved ice. I could definitely taste some almond in there. I think he's got some kind of an almond juice, and it's still standing here over 100 years later. That's so cool. So he has all different kinds of flavors of Grata Ceca, the Roman shaved ice, but we went with one of the most traditional, the lemon with coconut, but honestly there's a flavor of almond in here, and I just love his stall. It's so cool that that's been around for over 100 years, standing right here. Such an interesting place. So I wouldn't say Italians are big on breakfast per se. They usually like to just have something light, and that's why we are having this. This is called the sfogliatella, which is a pastry. You can see like multiple layers there. It's been coated in a little bit of powdered sugar, and then the inside has sort of a mixture of ricotta cheese with some sugar. It is fresh out of the oven. It's kind of burning my hand actually. So let me rip this open if I can. And you can just see, look at all those layers in there. And it sounds super, super crispy. Okay, wow. This is really, really hot. Wow, let's try it. Oh man, yummy. So that has a really unique texture. The outside layers, I don't really know how to explain it, but it's almost like crispy, paper thin spiral pastry. So you can see this spirally like paper thin pastry outer layer, and then you can see that ricotta cheese filling, and actually it's not cheesy at all. It's very, very light, kind of airy, and I think it's actually orange peel, because you can see a little piece of orange peel there. But man, that is so delicate, like very, very light, and good for breakfast actually, not too sweet. So cannolo, it's got this nice crusty pastry on the outside, pistachios, and stuff with the ricotta again. That is much more my style. Definitely toned down in the sweetness. You get that nutty pistachio, super, super crunchy outside, and the texture of that ricotta is so silky, buttery smooth. It's heavenly. It is an incredibly delicious looking. I'm not sure, it looks like almost like a corned beef, almost like pastrami, and it's got a smoked cheese, and then there is even slices of eggplant on the bottom. And to be honest, this one totally makes the porchetta look a little sad. Look at that smoked cheese and the eggplant underneath there, and what looks to be almost like a pastrami. Let's try that. Wow, my mouth is watering. This looks so good. Yum. Wow, super, super cheesy. It's completely saturated the inside of the bun and all of the meat. The eggplant is super soft. You get that smokiness from the cheese as well. And then that meat is just completely tender, falls apart in your mouth. Look at that. That is seriously ugly delicious. And the eggplant is such a good addition. It's really soft. There's a ton of cheese in there. Now, that's incredible. So our shot in the dark really paid off with this one. It is seriously good, and look at how sloppy it is. That's really the way a panini should be. Oh man, there's so much cheese, so much meat, and the eggplant works so well. That's it. The time has come, the moment I've been waiting for, and the reason you should come to Naples has arrived. This beautiful, beautiful margherita pizza. So it is very simple, but there is some very strict rules that they need to adhere to when cooking these Neapolitan margherita pizzas. So the first is that they only go in the oven for about a minute or two, not very long at all. And then we have only a few ingredients. We have San Marzano tomatoes, buffalo mozzarella cheese, and then a little piece of basil in the middle. So those red tomatoes, white cheese, and then green basil to represent the colors of the Italian flag. And this was made specifically for the then Queen of Italy, Queen Margherita, hence the name. And my mouth is watering, so it's time to dig in. So unlike in America or some other countries, this is a very much fork and knife sort of a meal. So I'm going in with my fork and knife here. I gotta make sure I get a little bit of the crust, but I want to get lots of that center. And I'm actually surprised that they only put one tiny little basil leaf, so I'm actually gonna get it in on my first bite. Instantly, just the flavor of those tomatoes just coats your mouth. It's such an amazing flavor, those tomatoes. It's kind of like a tart, sour, acidic tomato flavor, and then a little bit salty, really light cheese flavor, not overpowering whatsoever. I really couldn't taste the basil in there. I think it was too small. I'm just gonna go in strictly for some of the center here, and just look at all the oil on top. It is very, not soggy, but I would say it's almost like a little bit soupy. And that is how they make the pizzas here in Naples, the birthplace of pizza. It doesn't get better than this, people. Oh man, I'm in heaven right now. So bistecca alla Florentine was the one thing we didn't try last time in Florence, and we could not leave Tuscany or Italy without trying it this time. It's a massive T-bone steak, and we got 1.5 kgs. They don't even ask you how you want it cooked. It's just gonna be rare no matter what. And this is a beautiful restaurant, this outdoor terrace, and I think it's gonna be a really delicious steak.
Tranquilla, non ti preoccupare. Sì, metti il piatto tranquillamente, non ti preoccupare. Solo 1,90 mi sa,
Wow.
Taglio le pepe, vero?
Okay. So here it is, 1.5 kg beauty, and they cut it right up in front of you, topped with just salt and pepper and a little bit of olive oil, and let's check that out. Oh yeah, perfectly cooked. That looks incredible, and you can just see the thickness of that bistecca is absolutely insane. Look at the thickness, and I think this is gonna go down really easy. Probably the fastest I'll ever eat 1.5 kgs of meat in my life. Let's try it out. That looks so good. It's just so beefy and natural tasting. It's a type of beef called manzo beef, and the salt is sea salt, just big chunks of it, so they kind of burst in your mouth. It's so juicy, so ridiculously tender, and I just can't get over how thick these cuts are, and it just slices through like nothing with a knife, perfectly rare. And yeah, like I said, you're gonna have to get this rare. If you order this more than medium rare, you're gonna probably get kicked out, to be honest.
Thanks for watching, guys. I hope you enjoyed this compilation of the best foods to try in Italy. If you did, make sure to leave a thumbs up and subscribe if you haven't already. Hit the bell icon so you're notified, and we'll see you on the next episode of Chopstick Travel. Bye.